I'm checking some settings. It's been a busy week. Not so much on the DDO side, but on the other game side, it has been. So now that we haven't had lots of fun here on the DDO side, but my work duties have been focused on stuff. So that's where we are today. And let me get ready. I think I'm ready. Everyone can hear me okay? It's true. It's true. I'm earning my community manager stripes, as it were, this week. Hello, welcome to Fridays at 4 on twitch.tv/DDO stream. I'm your community manager, Cordovan, and we are celebrating our anniversary. Week 2 of our 19% and now Champion Hunter Week bonuses are available. We got some free access to Cormyr running through April 15th. We have our producer's letter now a few weeks old. We have our anniversary event underway and our free gifts underway as well. Year of the Dragon's available. Dragon Disciple now available to pick up for free, and everything else. So we're going to be getting to that. If you missed last week's show, it was a visit by Tolero, our producer, following up on the producer's letter, doing Q&A. So if you're looking for more of a development-focused show, then I would direct you to last week's show. This week's show is really going to be more of a hangout and celebration and actually playing the stuff that we've been talking about for a little while. I would direct you for any release note or update 72 related questions. You can find that on DDO.com. Our bonuses are 19% Heroic and Epic XP, Guild Renown, Reaper XP, and Crafting XP. And then we have the Champion Hunter Week, and that goes through next Tuesday. So through the 11th. And then through the 18th, shutting down the following Wednesday, is the anniversary event. So you have a little bit of time yet to get all this anniversary stuff done, but that is the deadline on it. And the deadline is March 25th through March 25th for the Dragon Disciple. Please do speak to Zatharal and the Eberron Hall of Heroes to get the Dragon Disciple added to your account. You do want to do that. You do need to do that in order to get it for free. And then I would just say through March 18th, you can also speak to the genie that... Let's just take a look at the genie. The genie. Every 6 hours, you can get this buff, and this buff will get you a 10% festive bonus. My own logo is in the way. Hang on. 10% festive bonus to the chances of getting named loot from chests that ordinarily contain named loot. And every 6 hours, you can go and pick it up. You can also get as many, well, one scarf a day per character. So you can basically get as many scarves as you want. And that's what we have going on for the genie. So let me go and actually go into the anniversary event here. You can learn a little more if you want to. And I'm just going in at level because I'm going casual here today. Okie dokie. I don't have any information about future augment sales. I apologize. Time to take on myself. It's fun. Every year this comes up, you know, in terms of you know, what we're doing here. So
The kobold points inside.
I think the official lore answer is that these are not actually us. This is simply representations of people who happen to have the same names of us. So I don't think you're technically actually beating up Cordovan as a fictional entity. I don't think it's supposed to actually be me, but it kind of is supposed to actually be me also. So, you know. There's a bunch of fun bits here that you can take a look at throughout the anniversary event if you would like to.
Harbor Master Zinn motions for you to stop.
You can see we've given this whole thing a kind of a...
house. No one is allowed back there until we get the situation under control. The Harbor Master nods at the door. The kobolds are back there. Maybe you can do something with them.
The answer to when we are getting a giant majestic squirrel mount is not soon enough, I think, is the answer to that. It should be much, much faster than we are actually providing the squirrel mount.
An impressive warforged turns to face you. There you are. Good. I've been dying to try this out.
I too would like a squirrel mount. That sounds like a great idea. We already have nibbles. Surely we can make something there happen, right? I'm gonna say yeah. I wouldn't have to do the work. I could say yes.
The warforged clatters to the ground, but the head somehow continues speaking. Still a few problems with this build. I know. Next time I'll try a different rune arm, or maybe a crossbow.
This is so different looking, isn't it? It's wild.
Perhaps you met them in a tavern somewhere.
Yeah. Nice. Well, uh-oh. Quill. Oh. That's funny. It might be an in-joke.
A dark figure beckons to you. Welcome, he cries cheerfully as he raises his weapon.
Yeah, so I am aware after the fact, sadly, that we may have had some difficulty with our augment sale. There's really nothing I can do about that at this point. Let's see. Okay, there's me. There's Steel Star. Where do we get to... How do I get to Sev? How do I do that? What am I doing? Where am I going? Here we go. Oh, near the beginning? Okay. Wow, we really have done a number on this thing, haven't we? I didn't realize we went this extensive with it, to be honest. I've been busy. I've been busy.
Something about this area feels strange to you.
What would a Nibbles the Squirrel-themed coffer contain? Well, you know, if you think of our coffers as typically being something like a mount, cosmetic set, perhaps some kind of weapon aura, maybe some sort of other bitter bob. We could do like an emote or something, maybe. You know. I don't know. There might be things we could do.
The creature emits a guttural groan and collapses.
We have put storage space in coffers. As a matter of fact. So, we could. That's Kintani. Kintani is a long-time Dungeons & Dragons Online developer. Does a lot of our,
figure among the
I mean, a whole
guests.
bunch of things, honestly.
Your old nemesis, Malicia. You see a perfectly ordinary door.
Oh yeah, okay, well. That's where our door is now. Okay, so if I'm going back kind of closer to the start to get... Oh yeah, here we go, because it's even on the map. Chapter House to Severland. There we go.
A figure sits brooding on a throne.
Oh, a sentient gem that would just sort of chirps and squeaks like a squirrel. That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. I like that. I like that.
Last defiant look. Next time, it won't be so easy.
Probably the two raids that get most often brought up as, hey, you should bring that back, is Titan and Vision of Destruction. And both of them are pretty excellent ideas. So, you know, I would expect us to do that at some point. But it's going to be a pretty big project, really. So, if we were to do it, because, and we've said this quite a bit already, but to reiterate, the reason it's going to be a big project is because I think in some ways we would be looking at completely rebuilding the raid space, the raid AI, the way it works. You know, I think we all know that there have been problems over the years with oh, it's too flimsy. Okay, where am I going? Gosh, I should have looked ahead before I did this. I haven't actually been in here, clearly, have I? Huh. Alright, well, I need to go back then to probably the dining hall here, I guess. Alright. Alright, here we go. Fridays at 3? Yeah, this is the weekend, isn't it? On top of that, we lose our hour. We lose our hour. We have to pay back the hour that we didn't even necessarily want
Kobolds rally around a bonfire,
last fall.
yipping and chanting.
Kobolds here before peoples! Kobolds, take back our reach!
Also make some of the legendary raids heroic. That is a suggestion we've had. Historically, the heroic raids have not been run as much. You know, people tend to focus on the leveling process, and so thus tend to do less heroic raid flagging. But certainly that is not everybody, and there are plenty of people who would like heroic raids as well. And we've offered some over the years, but it has been a while because we tend to focus on the legendary or epic versions. But we know that that's been a long-standing request, and so I would imagine at some point we will. You're right. I said Vision of Destruction, and I meant Tower of Despair in terms of the other raid we get a lot of requests on. Sorry about that. Yes. Tower of Despair is the one I meant. In terms of a long-term raid. A raid that would need a lot of work. That would... We think you would probably like to see made legendary. Certainly based on volume over the years, we have had that request.
Kobolds never forget!
You've run into problems with the rating of, or the XP rating of raids as well, though. You know, someone is saying that we should increase the XP to make people want to run them while leveling more. And that's true, but there's a flip side to that as well. You can go too far the other way, and then it becomes a problem. So... That's true. There was some raiding last weekend by Cozy Bean and other folks. Axel, I don't know who else was involved, but a group of people last weekend. I don't know if that's going on this weekend or not. I haven't really heard. I would mention, I am going to be a guest on this week's DDO Players News with Draculetta. That should be recorded live tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern. And that's available, I believe, to hear live through the DDO Players website, ddoplayers.com. And then it'll be up as a podcast when he gets to doing it. But I'm doing that this weekend. So I'll be a guest on the DDO Players News podcast. It's true. I actually wanted to try to join you over the weekend. I had a last minute, hey, can you join us in the raid thing? And I was like, well, can I? I considered it. I strongly considered it. But ultimately I decided I had other plans already made. And I wanted to do that. Nice. Nice. It's been a while. Nice. Wow, that's cool. Fun. No, I actually don't have much in the way of news today. I think, you know, most of our news has gone out the past few weeks with the release of Update 72 and the anniversary event. No, that's not actually true, though. I do have a bit of news. And that is that we're working on our next update for Wednesday. And if all goes well and according to plan, we will be releasing the next raid on Wednesday. So that's some news. That we've already said we were going to do that because we said it would be 2 weeks after release, and this is 2 weeks after release. But yes, we are still doing that. So next Wednesday we should have the new raid available, and then presumably maybe I'll run it next Friday. That'd be fun. Seems like the thing to do.
Jeets thinks that becoming a Dark Overlord will win over Melicia's heart. You'll need to enlist her help if you
No, I
want
don't
to
have any
save the
news to
adult halfling from
provide
himself.
for a free coupon. I know that there's some belief that we have offered it in a regular rotating basis, but in general we have not. We have never announced when we do those free coupons, and they sort of happen at various times for various reasons. And I don't know when or if we might be bringing it back. I guess that's the latest word. Alright, where's Militia now? Where's Militia? I forgot where she went. Where did she go now? Where is she under this new structure? Second level near knockback? Okay. Thanks. Excellent. Thank you.
Oh, all right.
All right.
Sighs Malicia. I'll help you with your pathetic little friend. Now to return to Jeets and delve inside his mind. Malicia uses her arcane powers to open a pathway leading into the mind of Jeets. It's very clear what's on Jeets' mind. Malicia is not amused. The dark form recoils from your assault. The Dark Overlord seems to be weakening.
So, I would say that is probably the biggest piece of news is the new raid. On track to release next week. I do have a couple other bits here. Let's see, I mentioned the 19th anniversary bonuses and the free gifts. I showed you how to do that. I mentioned the Cormier through mid-April. Oh, I would say this is your final weekend to get some Autos boxes. If you're looking for Autos boxes, that's available through March 9th here. And yeah, that's what I got. So, all right, well, hopefully the next round will go faster than this, now that I have a little more idea of what I'm doing. The problem with speculating on whether the team's expectations match the player's expectations is it's a pretty loaded question. That is often about trying to get me or someone else to say something in conflict with their opinion about said subject. So I'm not opposed Just saying in general, I think Dragon Disciple has been going fine and needs some further work,
House
but is also
Jarl and
going
odds
fine.
block a kobold from entering the anniversary party. The excited creature waves to
And if you
you.
feel differently, that's perfectly
Hello,
fine.
You helped Dragon Harbor!
The kobold points inside.
Find evil overlord! Stop kobolds and peoples from fighting!
The coin lords raise a glass to you as you enter the grand ballroom. An impressive warforged turns to face you. There you are. Good. I've been dying to try this out.
Have you been playing it, Dragon Disciple? How do you feel about it? Have you been enjoying it? Do you think it sucks? What do you think about Dragon Disciple? Feel free to let me know in the comments here. Where'd you go? Too much magic for you? Feel like you're playing a normal monk? Or you're playing it like a normal monk and ignoring the new tree?
The warforged clatters to the ground, but the head somehow continues speaking. Still a few problems with this build. I know. Next time I'll try a different rune arm. Or maybe a crossbow.
Inquisitive 1, Wizard... Inquisitive 1 Wizard, 9 Arty, 10 DD worked fine. But, again, you were mostly just using... not... the,
The group at the nearby table looks familiar. Perhaps you met them
not
in
the
a tavern
enhancement tree
somewhere.
benefits. Sorry, that's what my brain is. My brain is somewhat shot today, in case you can't tell. It has been a long week. I have not gotten a lot of sleep. We just today opened some new our new 64-bit servers on the Lord of the Rings Online side. So there are 4 new 64-bit worlds that we talked about, you know, becoming to DDO, right? This year.
A dark figure beckons
Just
to you.
happened today,
Welcome.
3 hours ago,
Cries cheerfully.
on the other game side. And I've really, as a necessity then, I've been largely focused on that for quite a bit of this week.
Cordovan whispers something as he falls. You can't quite make it out, but you think it was something like, not cool.
I am glad that they said that. That's so nice. Going well or going, well? Well... I wasn't even noticing this. What happens if you go up here? What's up here? I assume... Okay. Nibbles. There you go.
Harbor Master Zin motions for you to stop. The kobolds have taken over the chapter house. No one is allowed back there until we get the situation under control. The Harbor Master nods at the door. The kobolds are back there. Maybe you can do something with them. A figure sits brooding on a throne, surrounded by skulls.
Oh, yes. Sorry, Blade. You're right, Blade Edge. I do know the answer to that question. There is a there is a problem with the dog creature companions. Is there not? And it's that they all have the new look of the new one that's in. They all have that new look, right? So yeah, that's a bug, and we're going to be fixing that. So they're going to have their proper look. What did I not do yet? Theater. Flimsy. Haven't gotten to flimsy yet. So okay.
You see a perfectly ordinary door. You spot an unexpected figure among the party guests. Your old nemesis, Malicia. What is the succubus doing at an event like this?
It is. It is a passion project. I mean, there's a lot over the years
Something
with
about this
DDO,
area
right? You
feels strange
just like
to
any
me.
job, you have your good days and bad days, good times and bad times. But it is absolutely a passion project on our part. You wouldn't do this if you didn't care. I know sometimes people will occasionally be like, "Hey, you
The
just don't
creature
care,
emits
they're
a
lazy or
guttural
whatever." I
groan
assure you
and
that's not the case.
collapses.
And everyone who's ever met us in person or seen the process in person would certainly agree. But and the anniversary party is really cool. I don't know how many development teams really get the opportunity to have fun with you and break the fourth wall in a way like this. And I feel like we're really lucky to be able to have done it. And it doesn't totally break the fourth wall, it only kind of does. So. It well technically's its way out. All right, so instead I am heading over to here.
Kobolds rally around a bonfire, yipping and chanting.
Kobolds here before peoples! Kobolds take back Stormreach!
The metamagic feats you remember and DD bonus feat list on Lamania. Why disappeared in regular servers? Is that a bug? Metamagic feats. I don't know. Yeah, sorry, I don't know the answer to that one. I would say I am not aware of any bugs with it, so it was probably not so much a bug as a design decision, since what was seen in Lamania was not final. So at some point before it became final, a decision was made to adjust the list of available metamagic feats. But I don't know if that's true or not.
The kobolds have transformed the chapter house into an armed camp.
Kobolds not welcome at your party? Then kobolds not welcome you here!
I know that
Kobold
spell
shamans march
DCs
from above.
and spell scaling is on the minds of the development
Now you know
team.
how
I don't
kobolds feel
know
when you
that I
go
would
their
expect
sewers.
any kind of
Kobolds never forget.
preferred resolution under any kind of certain time frame, but I know that I have seen the team discussing things like spellcasting DCs, both the outliers and the underliers, as it were. So as to whether we would do something about what you would describe as better... Oh yeah. Better spell scaling. I think may have to wait until we get more opportunity to speak to the team. We'll have them on, you know, in the future, or you'll see things on the Monia. But please do continue to speak and write about it, because I do know that that's something that's been under discussion. Ooh, a kobold that wears a squirrel costume and swears it is actually a squirrel. Yeah, I could be down for that. Sounds good.
Kobolds scamper through the seats of the darkened theater.
I know that we are doing some testing on some spell scaling bugs as well. I have seen some members of the QA team having, like, say, chats about some of their work to QA various spell scaling bugs. So perhaps that may address some of your particular concerns as well. And when I have more clarity as to what we're actually doing, it'll be in the notes and things. I would think there's some possibility that might in fact be in the notes for next Wednesday. Assuming it checks out. I didn't fight the Mistalker? Did I really not? I thought I did. Did I not fight the Mist? I thought I... Didn't I just defeat it? Did I space through fighting the Mistalker? I want my lantern durability. I have to say, this anniversary event's not going to be terrible for that either, is it?
Dark overlord of all the kobolds standing atop the throne. It's none other than our old friend Jeets.
Or maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't run the math on it.
Jeets thinks that becoming a dark overlord will win over Melicia's heart.
But you know, once you get good at this
No
anniversary
one will
event,
enlist her
you're
help
cruising
if you
through
want
this
to
thing
save
pretty
the
quick.
addled halfling from himself.
Oh, all right.
Sighs Melicia.
I'll help you with your pathetic little friend.
Now to return to Jeets and delve inside his mind. Melicia uses her arcane powers.
People will
to
continue
open
to
a
spam
pathway
into the mist for the
leading into
lanterns.
mind
I
of
suppose that's the
Jeets.
grindy one, isn't it?
It's
That's
very
what people are
clear
doing.
what's on Jeets' mind.
Makes sense.
Melicia is not amused. The dark form recoils from your assault.
Oi, this won't do at all. A good stiff dose of the bad stuff will keep me in top form.
The dark overlord seems to be weakening.
I know what you're trying to do, but the bad thoughts, they're too strong.
Okay, well, if you bug reported the issue, someone is saying they put in a bug report related to Shuriken in Tier 5 of Ninja Spy. I don't personally know whether someone has looked at, you know, what the status of our bug queue is, and what the status of the systems team sort of assignment of bugs from that queue is. But I do appreciate that you sent one in. I'm sure if you sent one in, it'll get looked at, and if it's bugged, it'll get fixed. You know, I should make this easier on myself and just set those to attack. April 1st is a Tuesday. The day after is a Wednesday, you know. The day we do maintenance. Have an entirely squirrel-themed update. I mean, that's a good point. We could do something dumb on that Tuesday and then fix our mistake on Wednesday morning, couldn't we? It's a pretty good idea. You know I'm down. I love dumb ideas. I think we've well established that. Turn on friendly fire for a day. Watch the world melt down. No one can complete a single quest. The day no quest was completed, friendly fire gets turned on.
Next time, it won't be so easy.
Talking about spell DCs. Yeah. Get some PvP action going and see how those DCs are. You know I'm right.
An impressive Warforged turns to face you. There you are. Good. I've been dying to try this out.
We've done a few fun things for April Fool's Day over the years, but because it kind of runs hot and cold in terms of people's interest in it, you know, after a little while, sort of corporate brands getting involved and April Fool's Day starts to perhaps be less funny and more obnoxious. And so over the years, we've kind of had a little bit of an ebb and flow in people's feelings about us doing things for April Fool's Day. But the idea of doing dumb fun things is something that we generally are always can get behind. And we've had some good ideas over the years, but oftentimes it'll end up being something like a social media thing or forum thing or something like that, because that way we don't have to, you know, how much time and resources should you actually invest in your really great April Fool's idea, you know?
Still a few problems with this build. I know. Next time I'll try a different rune arm, or maybe a crossbow. The group at the nearby table looks familiar. Perhaps you met them in a tavern somewhere. A dark figure beckons to you. Welcome, he cries cheerfully.
I do like that they all have top hats. That's really good. I can approve of that. I don't have a top hat, but I'm down for getting a top hat.
But you think it was something like, not cool.
I bet top hats are expensive. I bet they are, aren't they? Like a really good top hat? I bet a really good top hat's expensive. It's true. There is already one because I've got the Sentient Jewel of the Timid. This is all correct. Yeah.
You spot an unexpected figure among the party guests. Your old nemesis, Malicia. What is the succubus? Something about this area feels strange to you.
The best way to update the payment method for your account, listens chart, is to go to the end game DDO store, you'll see the section about subscriptions, and then you'll update your payment method from there. Well, oh, you're talking about a fourth wall breaking jewel? Well, no, the Sentient Jewel of the Timid is not fourth wall breaking. That is not me. I mean, I did the voice work for it, but it's not actually me in that gem or anything. That is a fictional thing. There's actually a little story behind the Jewel of the Timid, which I know I've said a billion times, but perhaps it's been a while. And that is that it's a person who makes donuts. This is assuming that donuts are WotC canon. If not, they're going to just be some kind of fry bread. And then they accidentally fell into the thing with their magic ring and got sort of turned into it. But they're just a baker. They're not actually a warrior or anything like that.
You see a perfectly ordinary door.
So the Sentient Jewel of the Timid is an actual character that, you know,
the kobolds have taken over the chapter house. No
became
one
a
is allowed
sentient
back
jewel,
there
but it's
until we
not
get the situation under
someone
control.
grand or whatever. It was an
The
unfortunate
Harbour Master
accident.
nods at the door. The kobolds are back there. Maybe you can do something with them.
And thus, they don't want to be there because they're not a heroic adventurer. That scares them. It has been heartening, speaking of
The kobolds
things
have
that
transformed the
eat your
chapter
brains,
house
it has been heartening to see a bunch of people watch the Dungeons & Dragons movie on Netflix, now that it's come out on Netflix. I love that movie. The one that came out, what, last year? I was sad when it didn't make Avengers money. But I know that people over the years are going to love it. And that scene with the intellect devourers when they're in the
Cannons mock you from above.
Underdark.
Now you
Good
know
stuff.
how kobolds feel when you go in their sewers. Kobolds never forget.
The idea of a hag gem has also, a sentient gem, has come up over the years as well. That could happen. So Underdark was made, you know, in a somewhat different time period than today. You know, I came out with Menace of the Underdark in 11 years ago now? Something like that.
Kobolds scampers.
And at the time, there was an interest in trying to bring to DDO
They cry.
more of a large open landscape Slayer Zone kind of thing, which is,
The
you know,
kobolds
a
jeer
pretty
at you
standard
as you
MMO
approach the gate.
dealio. And so the idea at that time was to really be that exploration zone that people were asking for and that we wanted to do. And as a result, we didn't put a lot of quests in it, although we did put some quests in it, and then we had to do work to make them easier to find and everything. So it's not like we haven't done some of that over the years. But it's true that the Underdark is a very big zone without a lot in it. Other than slayers and things. Explorers. And in some ways that was by design. And in some ways that was based on player desire. But it's also true that there's plenty of opportunity that we could go back in there and do more. I haven't heard about the, quote, next Sentient gem. I don't know when that's coming out. I'm not sure what the status of that is.
You spot the
I will
new
have
Dark
to ask.
Overlord of all the kobolds standing atop the throne. It's none other than your old friend Jeets. Jeets thinks that becoming a Dark Overlord will win over Melicia's heart. You'll need to enlist her help if you want to save the addled halfling from himself.
I mean, I think if we ever did go back to the Underdark, an Underdark Sentient gem would be cool.
Oh, all right.
That makes a lot of sense.
I'll help you with your pathetic
I mean, at the
little
moment,
friend.
we're going to be heading to
Now
Lamortia,
to
though.
return to
So I
Jeets
think
and delve inside his mind.
if we're doing another Sentient gem, might I suggest something Lamortian? That seems more likely than less likely.
Melicia uses
But
her
I don't know.
arcane
I don't know if we are or
powers
not.
to open a pathway leading into the mind of Jeets. It's very clear what's on Jeets' mind. Melicia is not amused. The dark flame
You want to be able to
records
upgrade minor artifacts to maximum
This won't do it
filigree
all.
slots.
A good steep dose of the bad stuff will keep me in top form.
the Dark Overlord seems to be weakening.
I know what you're trying to do, but the bad thoughts, they're too strong.
I mean, that would certainly be a little more power there, wouldn't it? So it'd be, what, however many more. Yep. It's not bad. Sentient Jewel of the Dragon's a pretty good one. And that's in here too. We got all the cloaks. I don't think we have anything new this year though, do we? Because last year, a lot of times what we do for it is we put last year's anniversary gift in, except that last year was Dragonlord. So it's not an item. So it didn't go in, and I don't think we made anything new for this year. But it has a certainly robust list for the anniversary event. Any new? No, I think any news about the when on pre-purchase for our Lamortia expansion will be later this year. We have other things that you can find in the producers letter that we'll be doing ahead of time, including releasing a new quest pack. So it's gonna be a little while on that. No, those 15-year anniversary tokens. You know, we told people that we would offer them your ability to turn them in the future, so that's why it's there. But that we never said that you'd be able to get them every year. So if you were there, you can turn them in still. And if you don't, then you can't. I am aware of that owlbear shape-shifting thing, one Dr. Jazz. It didn't bother me, but then I totally get it as well. So, all right, I think I'm going to call it a show a few minutes early here. It's been a pretty long week, and I think we're between runs. So hope you're enjoying the 19th anniversary bonus, and I'll have more information next week on whatever it is we got going on after the raid gets out. But I would imagine I'm going to try to get a raid in, well, at least bum around in the space for next Friday's show. That sounds like a pretty good plan. And otherwise, anniversary and more. So thanks for being here, everyone. I'll talk to you soon. If you're watching on YouTube, please do consider giving us a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Have fun.